Auburn, Alabama. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. It is rocking already inside Neville Arena. One of the most anticipated non-conference matchups in a long time around here. Auburn has won 50 consecutive home games against non-conference opponents, and the stars are out for this one on both sides here at Auburn today as the Tigers win the opening tip. USC got off to a 4-1 start, but the Trojans have lost 3 of their last 4. And a really frustrating loss for them where free throw shooting and turnovers really hurt them against Long Beach State last Sunday at home in the overtime loss as a corner 3 for Jalen Williams, and Auburn breaks the seal.
Yeah, USC missed 16 free throws in that loss to Long Beach State, was still there within 1 possession. Surprising for a team that has the elite caliber level of guards that USC does have.
Boogie Ellis stepped on the sideline. The 5th-year senior. Isaiah Collier, who went to high school in Atlanta about an hour and a half away from Auburn, has a lot of family and friends. In fact, 16 family and friends that Collier has in attendance. And there's the reverse lay-in by the freshman Collier.
He's so good at changing speeds, and I use that in the open, that upper body frame. He just attacks the rim with reckless abandon.
DJ Rodman the steal. Collier a trail 3 rattles in, and it's 5-3 USC.
Roxy, if he starts knocking down that shot at a consistent note from the outside, he will be the #1 pick in the draft. It's really that aspect of his game that when I talk to some NBA scouts and wonder, does that range extend out to NBA range?
Speaking of NBA range.
See, Holloway has all of it.
And quick off the inbound in USC. They know they have the depth and the firepower in the backcourt. Where will they get front court scoring from?
It needs to come from guys like Collier getting in the lane and being involved in pick and roll, and guys being able to finish at the rim.
Collier to the rim, and he has 7 already. So Bronny James checks in for USC. And the freshman, 6'4", Janai Broome gets the roll in the lane.
Stretch. Their guards looked exhausted. Now, they didn't have Bronny James. They had Ellis, they had Collier, they had Johnson. But from a decision-making perspective, they look tired. Auburn comes at you in waves. They push up on you 90 foul. But if Cardwell wants to show like that on screens, he just needs to recognize that's an easy split. If the big is going to have a hard show, he's going to jump out like that, just split it.
Jalen Williams, his second 3.
Aggressive. He is one of the best shooters on this team. That's why he's in the game.
Seven straight for Auburn. Hanging 9 in a row is Jalen Williams with 8.
That body control is something that he is elite at, controlling it at the rim and finishing through traffic.
Trey Donaldson in the lane. Drop off. Dylan Cardwell. Timeout USC.
Themselves in these situations by being careless with the ball.
And DJ Rodman at the 4 is a good ball handler as well for Andy Enfield. Boogie Ellis lines up a 3 and a much-needed triple for USC.
First to crash the boards and box out, importantly.
Nice find. Jalen Williams to Dylan Cardwell in his second dunk.
I mean, is Auburn good or what? Jalen Williams just doing it off the dribble, attacking the rim, knocking down 3s, showing you the full arsenal.
And Jalen Williams is the winningest player in the history of Auburn basketball. 94 wins in his Auburn career. Osiah Sellers fouled, will get to the line for the Trojans. Just 53% from the line the last 2 games. We cap off the night in Phoenix. The current #1, Arizona and Alabama.
Probably have the best chance since Florida to be back-to-back champions.
Vincent Iwuchukwu the miss. Here comes Trey Donaldson and Auburn. Janai Broome running the floor. Wow. And 1 for Broome.
Here at Auburn, getting this crowd engaged, leaning into the football.
18, Kobe Johnson the miss. Jalen Williams clears. Here comes Auburn again. The lob for Janai Broome. And he's fouled. We'll get to the line.
Well, you know why Aiden Holloway can make that pass, correct? Because there's no ball pressure. You can see a lane over the top of the Broom. Then they take advantage of it when they get into those gaps.
Janai Broom hits both.
The top of that key, really dicing up that 1-3-1. I mean, it's not hard to beat a zone if you're able to overload one side and you screen the top of the zone.
Chaney Johnson from the corner. Lior Berman on the offensive glass, and a foul will get the former walk-on to the line.
Possession.
He's in grad school now, and he gets 1 out of 2. Corral by Chaney Johnson for Auburn.
I thought Boogie Ellis had Morgan there rolling to the rack. Nobody that came over from the weak side. He was open. What a step-through move. Oh, wow.
Aiden Holloway. 8 straight for Auburn, and they're up 13. Boogie Ellis down the lane and lays it in.
You know, at least for USC, getting the ball to move from side to side, clearing out, emptying out one side in order for a pick and roll up top. He's forced the defense to move. You got to get a hand up for guys like this, though. An offensive rebound.
3 missed by Holloway, but the offensive rebound. Chaney Johnson and 1 on the reverse. Everything going Auburn's way.
Well, the shot goes up by Aiden Holloway, and everybody stands around.
Alabama Huntsville. Chaney Johnson. Right.
Auburn just in absolute control of this game. Effort to crash in the offensive glass. Defensively, they're executing the scouting report. They're forcing turnovers, and they're pounding the ball down low.
Janai Broom one more time. From deep, Janai Broom. And Boogie Ellis the rebound for USC. Feeds a cutting Bronny James, and he gets the roll.
A body control.
And he's getting close to 1,000 career points here at Auburn.
You see how much this team in USC misses Isaiah Collier, who's in foul trouble with 2 on the bench. But from a playmaking perspective, so not a lot of guys creating assists and making the game easy. That's where Boogie and Bronny James.
Collier. He's got the 2 fouls. When do you think of bringing him back?
For tough outside jumpers that are contested, let's try to get to utilizing ball fakes, getting the zone to shift from one side to the other, not trying to loft it over the top.
Harrison Hornery throws it right to Trey Donaldson, who lays it in.
It just goes to show you how they come at you on waves, and they have good guards in the court between Donaldson and what they're able to accomplish. So, you know, guards are able to make plays, and they keep pushing the ball. He needs to get going offensively, though.
Second 3 for Boogie Ellis. And Ellis in the Trojans win in LA against Auburn last year at 28 points. They met just about a year ago today at the Galen Center. And Harrison Hornery secures the rebound and a foul on Auburn, and that puts USC into the bonus for a 1-and-1.
The thing about a guy like Boogie.
Harrison Hornery, the native of Australia, 20 points total in the other 8 games as he hits both free throws. All right, USC from 16 down, they have trimmed it to 9. Jalen Williams off glass.
Kind of guy, he can do it off the dribble, but doesn't have a lot of experience of doing so.
That's a reach in on Osiah Sellers of USC. First foul on Sellers, and that puts Auburn into the bonus for 1-and-1. Got his degree last May in kinesiology, and coming back for a 5th year, the 3-time academic All-SEC selection.
You know, when USC wins games, they shoot over 40% from the 3-point line. When they lose games, they shoot under 29%. Thus far in this game, shooting 27.
And a foul is Boogie Ellis.
In the half court, getting to the line, seeing the ball go in, as you wish you could have for Boogie, but still stopping the clock, chipping into the lead as you see Isaiah Collier about to check back into the ball game.
So 4 minutes to go in the half. Auburn by 11. They've led by as many as 16.
Did I say the 3-minute mark? Oh, what a pass!
Jalen Williams on the receiving end of the alley-oop from Trey Donaldson. And Williams leads all scorers with 12. They leave Arrington Page open in the corner. And the Atlanta native, who has a lot of family and friends here. That's his first college three. The high school teammate of Isaiah Collier.
They're giving it to him for a reason. But still, if they're going to blitz a high ball screen, somebody's going to be open if you rotate the ball.
Trey Donaldson. And a foul will get Boogie Ellis to the line. It's not on the block, which was impressive by Dylan.
Come on, let's make these 2 free throws, and let's come back offensively. We take care of the basketball. We get some stops. We're right there. Got to play smart. I don't know why Broom wouldn't look at the rack right there.
Denver Jones attacks. He'll get to the free throw line.
And we had a foul. We're coming together as a team. So, that's the question you have for USC. Who's demanding that from everybody? I know Collier's a younger player. I know Bronny's trying to figure things out, but somebody has to man that on the court.
Collier breaks the double team. Kobe Johnson spinning in the lane, and a high arcing floater as his brother Jalen, who plays for the Hawks, former first-round pick out of Duke, here to watch his younger brother play about an hour and a half from Atlanta. Deep three. Aiden Holloway the miss. There's Joshua Morgan the rebound and a foul, and the Trojans will get to the free throw line at the other end. Tuesday night, Charlotte. That's on ESPN2 Tuesday. And Isaiah Collier went 5 for 12 for the line in that game as Joshua Morgan with another block for the Trojans. Here is Collier, got off to a great start. But the foul difficulty had been sitting on the bench. He wanted a goaltend, doesn't get the call, and Andy Enfield going nuts. And a foul at the other end will get Auburn to the line. And instead, Aiden Holloway has a chance to put it at double digits.
Then if the other opposing offensive big rolls, he has kickouts, he has different ways, creative ways of finishing at the rim. He has you at his mercy.
1 out of 2 for Aiden Holloway. 10-point lead for Auburn. 50 straight home non-conference wins for Bruce Pearl and Auburn on the line against USC. There's Collier, and a foul will get Collier to the line.
Hey, upper body size and frame.
First foul on Denver Jones.
He could be a little bit turnover prone, but I think the game's ultimately slowed down for him. And
he's starting to get more and more comfortable with it.
But look at him on the sideline. He's standing up on the sideline. He's yelling at people. He's engaged. He is a competitor, and that's why you want him on the floor.
Denver Jones, deep three.
Good kick out.
5 to shoot. Holloway in the lane, off balance, and the rebound. Kobe Johnson, USC running.
0 for 1.
Bronny James transition 3, and there's Kobe Johnson on the weak side. Powers his way back up and denied by Janai Broom.
Now you got a wide open look. It's a good look, but you just wish you could have held for the last possession.
Holloway.
That's why you hold for the last possession, Roxy. That's why you hold for the last possession. Talk about they were -10 with him off the floor, only -4 with him on the floor. He makes that much of a difference, but still 5 assists and 8 turnovers, and that's a consistent theme that's been following this Trojan team.
And Collier losing his footing, then has a shot blocked out of bounds by Chris Moore. Trojans shot only 36% in the first half.
I'm going to toss it out there, Roxy. I would love to see USC play Ellis, Collier, John.
Auburn led by as many as 16 in the first half. And the 49 points, the second most they have put up in a half this season, as the step back from Aiden Holloway. Just seems, Jay Will, too much one-on-one from USC.
Well, and you also just want a sense of urgency defensively.
Kobe Johnson fouls Chad Baker-Mazara on a 3. And Kobe Johnson in frustration of their resume because they're running out of opportunities heading into conference play to build that NCAA tournament resume against non-conference teams.
Yeah, for a team like Auburn, who I officially think is underrated in college basketball and the SEC, I think they're way better than what the
Mazzara, who began his
it's like, why hook and hold?
State, where he was the Mountain West Conference 6th Man of the Year.
And like we said, the dip ball technical foul. Now USC will
3 from the line. And the Trojans' first point of the second half. Now he's got 12. It'll be a USC ball. The bench for USC. As Andy Enfield searching for the right combination. Boogie Ellis.
I just want you to know, Roxy, that last play was the most passes USC has had in one possession this entire game. The most passes they've had before that was 4. They just had 5 passes. When you get the defense rotating from side to side and you run your action with their guard play, it should be a really good basketball team.
The push shot from Janai Broome.
Wow,
he's in double figures. Baker Mazzara, the steal, and a block on DJ Rodman.
What awareness right there by Baker.
And the miss for Chad Baker.
6'7", 184 pounds, extremely active defensively. And
talented.
And they're physical. They play defense with a sense of urgency.
And by keeping the minutes down for guys like Janai Broome, that allows them to be more aggressive and play harder during the course of the game, as Osiah Sellers with the bucket was the starter at the beginning of the season, but Aiden Holloway's taken that job now and is the starter, the freshman for Auburn. And I asked Bruce Pearl yesterday, Janai Broome, the last 2 games had a total of 8 points. As the off-balance floater by Boogie Ellis. But also it goes to show you the depth we have on this team, that we don't have to rely on Janai Broome, who just missed inside. Boogie Ellis to the basket, and Boogie single-handedly bringing USC back.
They say no, it's just a 20-point lead, now only down 12. We said before, if Isaiah Collier in foul trouble, Kobe Johnson really hasn't found it offensively. All that's going to rely on the shoulders of Boogie Ellis to get it going, and he is carrying the load.
Denver Jones, his second 3. Silences the Boogie Ellis run for the Trojans. Boogie Ellis to the basket. 21 now for Boogie Ellis. He has 8 of USC's last 10 points.
So dynamic PNRs. And it's shifty and kept that ball extended in his left hand the whole time.
The floater, Chad Baker Mazzara, and 1.
That's a thing that I sometimes don't think former players are given enough credit for. Pretty live on the sidelines, the Braun family.
Knocked away by Katie Johnson. Auburn running. Johnson chases it down. KD into the lane. Throws up a wild shot. Got it back and is fouled. That's that instant energy that Katie Johnson.
To get back in the game, those critical plays, offensive rebounds are.
To Texas and number 1 Nebraska meeting for the title. Correct my partner on the air. You're not Walton.
There's a lot of correcting going on with that duo.
First foul on Bronny James. Nice pass. Third dunk for Dylan Cardwell. Isaiah Collier. Shot clock winding down on USC. Kobe Johnson attacks. And a foul will get Johnson to the line. Auburn up 19.
The way they're playing, we got a terrific coach.
14 wasn't good enough for you?
No, we should have been up 18-20.
Chuck, how has Shedden really turned this into where it is? This place is incredible, by the way.
Well, it's incredible. I was a little concerned in the beginning because they made the arena smaller. And, you know, obviously, Auburn's a football school. And listen, no jokes about 4 and 31 because I'll never get over that. I'll never get over that. The football players. I really worry about the females getting a fair shake.
when you come back to games here and you see this environment is Dylan Cardwell with his 4th dunk of the game.
By the way, he jumps like Chuck. You said that's.
Hey, I love that. You know, Trey Donaldson's my favorite player. His energy and enthusiasm is contagious. Same thing with Cardwell. But to answer your question, anytime I come back to Auburn, it's like I'm coming back for a family reunion. I come to 3 or 4 football games a year, and 5 or 6 have commuted in Auburn.
Now, where am I going after the game for a little pop? Where am I going?
We're going to Hamilton's.
Going to Hamilton's? Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Right. That's a good strong name.
Hamilton's my spot in Auburn.
You had a lot of spots across the country.
Yeah, my favorite spot is Hamilton. Wait, are you staying in town?
I mean, now I may not be.
For that. Hey, in the words of the I'm Bo Jackson. I got diplomatic immunity. Hey, it's a football Sunday. We got to watch the Bills against the Cowboys after this game. That's the game of the year.
I thought the game of the year was the Niners-Eagles.
Well, they beat us down, so it wasn't that much of a game. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking forward to watching that Bills game against. It's a must-win for the Bills. It's not a must-win for them, but it's a must-win for the Bills. They pretty much got to win out to get in the playoffs because they got off to such a rough start. That's got my favorite player right there.
Trey Donaldson.
I love that. I was saying, winning with backups should have gave you Brown backup. But to be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to the playoffs now that I went on my rant. I have zero idea who's going to win those 2 games because we got 4 elite teams, and I'm going to be watching.
We're coming off the NBA in-season tournament in which LeBron was the MVP and the Lakers won it.
Wait, Roxy, can I?
Yes.
I'm sorry. So tell me what you think about the whole Draymond Green situation.
Well, listen.
Talk to me real quick. I got to dig into it.
I have been given hard season banner.
It's the first one.
No, we're not
Shouldn't
putting
that be rewarded?
No. Can put up a banner. Seriously. The Lakers cannot. They're the Lakers. The Lakers and Celtics can't put up. Those are only 2 caveats. The Lakers and the Celtics cannot put up an in-season tournament. Hey, Jay.
You did deflect from my
Jay,
Draymond
let me ask you
though.
a question.
Yes, you're so good at this.
If Duke won the Aloha tournament, they wouldn't put up a banner, would they? Of course they would not.
No. Yeah, you're right. That's accurate.
Shout out to Coach K. I love talking about Coach K.
He's the best.
But Duke is not putting up the Maui Invitational.
You talked me into this.
They're Duke.
Were you thinking they should have had one before?
If it's the first inaugural in-season tournament, maybe not a banner.
No, stop
Maybe not a banner. Maybe just something small. Like, I don't know, like a token of appreciation. Something small to say, hey, you won the first one. Wait a second, Roxy. Are you going to Hamilton's with us?
I didn't get an invitation extended.
What are you talking about?
Hey.
Chuck invites everybody.
Hey, listen, I know y'all probably going to get the hell out of here as soon as the game is over. Y'all can't get to Atlanta fast enough. We have a joke down in the South.
West Memphis, Arkansas. Auburn team.
You know, when you think about the Pac-12 and even Kobe Johnson, who really hasn't been able to get
in a rough stretch as Collier goes 1 for 2.
A little bit of that challenge. I wasn't the best free throw shooter, so I can recognize that for Collier. That's just going to come with reps in the gym.
Kobe Johnson missing a 3. Long rebound to Boogie Ellis.
I am really impressed by Auburn. I mean, even though it's a big-time shot right there by Seller, but
oddly enough, the next opponent for both teams, Alabama State. USC is going to stay down here and play Alabama State in Montgomery on Tuesday, while Auburn coming up next Friday will host
for USC.
Galen Center when they'll finally get back home January 3rd against Cal.
Well, now
among many great qualities that he's got.
Auburn, we're going to Hamilton's.
Yes.
Now we know.
With him.
Yes.
Rattles in. Jalen Williams. Isaiah Sellers and Kajani Wright on the offensive glass. And Vincent Iwuchukwu with the putback for the Trojans. First point.
And Zach Edey, I mean, combined for over 70 points. I mean, they were incredible. and that win against Arizona and Indy.
Speaking of incredible, how about Michigan State against Baylor?
By the way, live courtside, and I got called into work to sit next to Sam with me courtside. Auburn and the SEC, a big win last night in Atlanta for the Kentucky Wildcats, and you're watching guys like Rob Dillingham really grow. Whoa.
Dylan Cardwell, and one. Wave it off. It was a foul first on the dunk attempt, not on the putback by Cardwell. 7 LSU women right now on SEC Network. They'll be coming up next.
You see it on the sideline here, frustrated obviously with the way this game is panning out. You have Juju Watkins on the women's team, who's had multiple 30-point games. She's
5 of them.
5 of them on the verge of breaking Cheryl Miller's record at USC for scoring points. And then Caleb Williams, another big-time recruit, number 1 overall, recruit that came into USC that's going to be a potential top pick in the NFL draft.
Fallon, Denver Jones, and Bronny James will go to the line, but one more for Bronny James.
Always seems to be a lot of stuff going on, especially being a guy that played in Chicago, about Justin Fields and this Caleb Williams, a guy, and we're comparing those two all the time together. I think Caleb Williams is one heck of a player. Me, frankly, I would stay with Justin Fields, but that's me.
That's a Jay Will was the GM.
I'm not Ryan Poles. I am not the GM. He is way more qualified for that job than I am. I would just stay with Justin
Denver
Fields.
Jones may have taken a finger in the eye, attacking the basket. As Isaiah Collier has fouled out of this game for USC. And more free throws for Auburn here with 1:57 to go.
There's a huddle. There's what are we going to do next? How do we stay mentally engaged? And by the way, I want him to be focused on scoring the ball, whereas Aiden Holloway has that. Donaldson, as you talked with Charles Barkley during the break. I mean, Charles talked a lot about
Dylan
energy.
Cardwell's a great leader.
Exactly. Dylan, I mean, those guys bring effort. And one of the things you need in any sport, and unfortunately it's a skill set I think that a lot of people don't bring, is you just need effort and
asks of them, and they seem to thrive in that role.
Well, we talked about this too by committee, and that's what this Auburn team's biggest weapon is. They do it
this season. Dylan Cardwell, why not?
1 minute.
I mean, just look at the effort there, just trying to get the offensive rebound. By the way, still shocking that it's only their 4th home game they've had this season thus far.
And the slam for Isaiah Sellers, and Andy Enfield wants a timeout to get ready for the SEC.
So Rocks.
Yes.
I just want to call you Rocks because I think it's a really tough nickname. Who do you think?
Like the security guard on the way in said, Mr. Rocks.
Mr. Rocks. I was like, oh, I'm calling you that.
Oh my gosh.
For the rest of our careers.
So honored.
Who do you think is the best team in the country right now? If you had to pick a team to win a championship. Wow.
Aiden Holloway from deep. After Purdue's performance yesterday, and it's taken nothing away from Danny Hurley, the defending national champs in UConn.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Their A game could be the best A game in the country, but Purdue might be the most consistent team for me.
Even with the Northwestern thing, is just, I know it pops up. I think it's the one thing that makes me concerned. Like if they just take their foot off the gas for opponents that they should beat. Where I've seen UConn's only tough losses on the road to Kansas. Like to me, that's. And by the way, shout out to Bruce Pearl and the Auburn Tigers. This team is loaded. I'm telling you right now, the SEC is going to have problems with the Auburn Tigers.
11 players scoring, 5 in double figures. 91-75 Auburn.